Alright, I'm just gonna dive right on into it because we ended at green and red last time. So we're just gonna... Alrighty. Well, we dive right on into Spider-Man. And there's no reason to go into Spider-Man Eternal because this is just the intro deck stuff, right? Then this is all just like reprints. So, yep, just straight up Marvel Spider-Man. And we're on... One second, just move this over here. And we're on... green, if I remember correctly. Or red. No, green. Right? No, red. Red. We're on red now. We're on red now. And hey, let's just go over these one at a time because they ain't looking too good. Alright, Angry Rabble. 1 in a red for a 2/2 human citizen with trample. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Interesting that like they went off of the Final Fantasy like if 4 mana was spent on a spell, do a thing, which I thought was like a pretty cool theme. Instead, they're just like, hey, cast big stuff, deal big damage, I guess. Cool. I do like, basically, you can cast like the human versions of all the spider people because they're like less than 4 because they're all humans, and then you can like transform them into the hero, but it's just like funny. Put 2 counters on this creature, activate only as a sorcery. I mean, this is just like a whatever. I don't even think this is a good storm card, right? I'm trying to think of like storm cards that would even really care. But yeah, mana value 4 or greater is just like really rough. So I don't even think this goes in like Spellsinger decks, quite frankly. It having trample is also just like whatever. Alright. This one, by far, chat, is probably the best card in the set. I think this definitely has a high chance of just straight up being the best card in the set. So Electro Assaulting Battery, 1 red for a 2/3 legendary creature, human villain. With flying, you don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, add red. And when Electro leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player. This card is so sick. Yeah, Jackson, it is. The card is... I mean, it's a rare, too, which is, like, crazy. It could have easily been a mythic. But yeah, this is, like, a crazy card. I gotta compare it to, like, Burgi, of course, and Urabrask, the newest version. Because they're also just like, hey, play instant or sorceries or red cards and just, like, get a red so you can kind of keep a train going. Burgi just says, like, on any spell... you get a red mana, which is cool, and then Urabrask is instant or sorcery only, but... or, sorry, 9-creature spell? Instant or sorcery... whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it deals 1 damage to target opponent, right? So it's just like the Urabrask version does let you kill people eventually, and on the back you have this whole, you know, thing going on, right? So, like, there's a lot going on here. But I would say that Electro Assaulting Battery, I don't think it's like better than Burgi. I don't think it's necessarily better than Urabrask. I have an Urabrask deck and I will be rocking that until the day I die. So like, I'm not going to replace Urabrask with Electro. Now Electro does have a lot of synergy, especially with the firebending mechanic coming out. I'm kind of like, it's kind of crazy that Electro's here, holding on to firebending for the next set, but you know, there we go. It's better because you never lose the mana. Correct. You do never lose the mana. That is one of the aspects that makes this unique versus Urabrask, right? Because Urabrask has like a damaging thing and output, and like the saga on the back also leads to like its own sort of stuff, right? Electro instant or sorcery doesn't deal any damage unless he leaves, but you get to hold on to the mana, right? So they're operating on different axes, but like the same side of the planet, I guess. Like, does that count? But regardless, Electro is cool. I mean, obviously this goes into like Mono Red Storm. I mean, you could do like multicolored red too if you really want. But Mono Red Storm's pretty good. This was Razorkin Needlehead. When the opponent first draws a card, what's this do? You mean just like one into the other? Oh, just play wheels? Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, well, if you're trying, like, wheels cost like multiple mana though, right? Like, wheels don't cost just one red. Wheels cost multiple red. So it's like, you know, other than like, you know, Winds of Change or something, right? There's only so many red wheels that only do like, you know, cost one. So it's a lot better if you're just kind of like doing like bolt, lightning bolt, shock, bolt number 2, the shock I was hiding under the table, you know, that sort of stuff. At least with Electro specifically. But is he a staple in every red deck? No, because like if you're playing goblins and you're going like wide creature swing, like obviously Electro doesn't really help you there. But not losing red mana is cool. So like goblins technically want that because they'll like gain mana if you didn't use them all. But like what goblin decks don't use all their mana? You know what I mean? Like it's a, you know, Bergie strictly better. I wouldn't say strictly better. I wouldn't say strictly better because Bergie triggers off of every cast, right? So like Bergie, whenever you cast a spell, right? So Bergie can go in any deck. Until end of turn, you don't lose mana. Until end of turn, right? So, like, when it leaves your turn, you do lose that mana. And then creatures you control boast. I mean, literally whatever, right? Like, literally whatever. You could erase that bottom text on Bergie, and she would honestly probably be cooler. But, like, this is fine. Fair enough. Yeah, he definitely doesn't become a staple. Yeah, no. In Mono Red Storm, right? And maybe even like blue red storm if you're like heavy on the red spells. Yeah, sure, right? But sure, you know, cool. I still like what's the one that gives treasure? I like the treasure maker one better. If I like in the direct comparison between the two, I do like the treasure option a little bit better, even though the treasure option costs 4 mana versus 3, right? So I feel like Electro's actually well costed because it does make all of us have this discussion of like, do we pay 3 mana for this, but it's limited in some ways, or 4 mana for like less limitation, but you know, it's 4 mana that's later in the game. Stormkiln, thank you. Yeah, Stormkiln and Alchemist, yeah. Or Stormkiln and Arthas, yeah. Yeah. VV decks will probably love it. Oh, God. Yeah. Braid of Fire. Yeah, Braid of Fire. I'm sure that card's already spiking in price. Yeah, Braid of Fire, yeah. But, I mean, hey, people will be running this as a commander, and I look forward to facing it, you know? Electro will sadly probably be more popular than Urabrask in terms of, like, as a commander. Like, I'm literally the only person I know that made an Urabrask deck. I think maybe one other person. Yeah, one other person, but mine's better, of course. But Electro, I think, will have a lot more fans, and especially with Firebending next set, like, people, minds are going to explode with the fact that you get to keep your firebending mana. Like, that is pretty cool. Alright, so in terms of, is this commander talkable? Like, do we make a deck tech on this? Yeah, absolutely. Like, without a doubt. This is absolutely a commander playable card. Is there, what's the oh, damn. Wow, that full art does really look a lot better. Like, usually the bar is, like, not too hard, but, like, yeah, this full frame is just, like, way cooler. Thank you very much for the follow, bud. Appreciate it. Alrighty. On to Electro's Bolt. 2 in a red. Sorcery. 4 damage to target creature with Mayhem. It's like whatever. The Mayhem part is just like, hey, at least you get to cast it later in the turn. I wish it was an instant, so if you discarded it on someone else's turn, you know, you can do it, but, I mean, whatever. It's just 4 damage to a creature. That's like, well, I guess it is sorcery speed territory. I guess that's fair. Mayhem is like a sort of better flashback. In what way? And I don't mean that like offensively. I mean like I'm trying to think of like the benefits of flashback and versus Mayhem, and I'm like, Mayhem has timing restrictions. Flashback is just like forever. You can just like always recast this card. You know? I think Mayhem is weaker than Flashback personally. Flashback is almost always more expensive. That is true. It's either the same cost or more expensive, and that part is true. But you're paying for like the ability to cast it forever versus, oh, you have to have discarded it this very turn, right? A trade-off, as all mechanics should be, by the way. Like I don't like it when they print a strictly better mechanic. Like Cascade versus Discover, like I wasn't very happy about that per se. I like when mechanics can like operate on one axis a little bit better and lesser than another one versus being a strict upgrade, which is, you know, what Discover is versus Cascade. It's just a strict upgrade. Mayhem is only niche in certain decks. Yeah, Mayhem is only in certain niche decks. I think is a better way to say it. Yeah, it's not very. I don't care too much for the Mayhem mechanic. Gwen Stacy. All right, so like obviously this is gonna be a commander to talk about. Like that's just we actually already built a deck on it when she first was announced. And you know what? One of the reasons why I was kind of comfortable with making a deck tech on her early on, like as soon as we saw her, versus waiting until the set came out, because like I just didn't feel like the set itself would necessarily bring that much new to the table in terms of like casting cards from outside your hand. You know, like it's the villain Mayhem mechanic and regular red impulse, you know, and it was kind of like that's just kind of it, which is, you know, I prefer being on time restrictions and cost restrictions, but that's probably just me. Hey, that's fair, Bongo. Hey, I mean, whatever, as long as your deck can use it, you know, you'll still beat someone with a Mayhem card for sure if you make it work. It was just more of a challenge to the idea that it's like a strict upgrade, you know. All right, Gwen Stacy, 1 in the red for a 2/1 legendary creature, human performer hero. When Gwen Stacy enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature. Cool. It's like fine, you know, whatever. But the backside, Ghost Spider for 2 blue, red, and a white. 4/4 legendary creature, Spider human hero. Flying, Vigilance, Haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on Ghost Spider. Okay. Remove 2 counters from Ghost Spider. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Okay. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about it. Like, we'll do, like, another deck tech on it. But I just want to know, other than it being Gwen Stacy, right? Like, other than the fact that it's Gwen Stacy with this sick-ass art, what is exciting about this card? Because like 5 mana 4/4 flying, sure. Vigilance, okay. Haste, all right. So she's like already swinging, right? And if you do the exile thing, she gets bigger, right? But she doesn't have trample. She doesn't have menace or something to make it a little bit worse. Her having flying is cool. That is a level of evasion, so that part is cool. But like, she's still blockable by like a 1/1 flyer, and that's kind of just like pretty whatever. This feels like Narset. Which Narset? Because I think both Narsets are strictly better, actually. Like Narset from the Commander deck, the whole like the Flurry one. Personally, I like the Flurry one, but that's just because I'm crazy. That's because I'm crazy about Narset. But I mean, I just kind of, I mean, just the fact that she only gets +1/+1 on her. Now Narset is broken. Which one? Yeah, which one? Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, I mean, a +1/+1 counter is just like whatever, you know? Like, it's just whatever. I don't care. And then remove 2 counters from her. Exile the top card. You may play it this turn. So like on the backside, it's as long as you control this creature. So it's like, okay, cool. Like this creature, we have control of it. We always have access to it. But when she turns into Ghost Spider and removes 2 resources from her, she can only play it this turn, which means this is basically a Sorcerer Speed ability in a lot of ways. I don't know, dude. I'm saying in general, but OG for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, OG Narset. Listen. She's awesome. Soul Sisters, really? What? Agreed. What are you talking about? Soul Sisters? This has nothing to do with Soul Sisters. But I'm not really feeling Ghost Spider. Like, maybe it's just like the mechanics of impulse draw, like I feel are funner in other areas. It could probably be Soul Sisters for counter gain strategy. I would probably do Soul Sisters for counter gain strategy. Like Soul Sisters as in ETB, gain a life? Is that not Am I wrong? Is that not what Soul Sisters is? Gain a life. That's like the main strategy of Soul Sisters. Where's the counters though? Yeah, I'm not really feeling Ghost Spider. You get it and then use May. Oh, specifically May. I mean, like, okay. Well, no, May is only if it's a spider. May is only if it's a spider. You put a +1/+1 counter. Right? So, like, yeah, Aunt May can go in here. Sure, that's, like, fine or whatever. But if it's a spider, that's when you get the counter. I'm gonna get a copy to slap into your Sonic for fun. I mean, this does have haste, so I guess that is cool. It does sound like for fun, Ivan, though. Like, in terms of the strategic benefit you get from Ghost Spider with Sonic is, like, a 5-mana 4/4 with haste. So at least Sonic cares about that. But other than that, yeah. This has got to be a way to get 2 counters on it every time you exile a card. I mean, that's true, right? There is definitely a way to get counters on her every time you cast a card. That's not like the fear here. My fear is that this is really boring and just like doesn't mean much. She can have a billion +1/+1 counters, but she still just has like Flying, Vigilance, Haste, which is kind of just like whatever. And then in terms of like exiling spells from the top of your deck, like this commander personally feels way less like, hey, we should play Ghost Spider because she has cool abilities, and way more like, I want to experiment with Impulse Draw, and here's a deck that lets me do it. It's like the deck itself is doing more things than the commander. Does that make sense? And personally, that's like a turn off for me. I like commanders that kind of like imply or influence the deck in a lot of ways, but the deck is like 90% of what you're going to be doing, and then Ghost Spider is just there being like, hey, I get like a +1/+1 counter, yay, which is, you know, like whatever. But the life gain Soul Sister counters have always been there. I just don't remember which one those are, Greedy. You're getting close to talking about Venom? Yes, we're in red cards right now. Yeah, we're in red cards right now. We didn't talk about Venom yet. Oh no, I guess we talked about Eddie Brock, right? Because we did black cards the other day, so we did talk about Eddie Brock. But regardless, so and this is just a quick overview of the set. We're not doing like deck builds yet. We will, but this is just a quick overview sort of thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't really care too much for Gwen Stacy. Like, she does not excite me as a commander card in any way, shape, or form. Biscuit? No, it was yesterday. That stream from yesterday still on. Alright, Heroes Hangout. For a red sorcery, date night, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them until your end of your next turn. You may play that card. Or Patrol Night, up to 1 or 2 creatures each get 1/1 first strike until end of turn. This is absolutely playable. This is incredibly playable. For all of the Storm decks, for just like red Storm, red plus Storm, this is fine. Yeah, like Impulse Draw. Sadly, it's still like you got to choose one of the 2, but like, I mean, whatever. Yeah, this card's perfectly fine. There's literally nothing wrong with this card, and you could play this in Commander. I'm pretty sure. Like, even without Electro, like the obvious point you put in Electro, but 2 Impulse Draw for 1 red. Well, no, exile the top 2, choose one of them until at the end of your next turn you may play that card, right? So like, it's still 1, you just look at 2. Yeah. I mean, it's still good though. It's still good. It's still fine. Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder. Mantled was not the word I was expecting to have to say ever, I think. Hobgoblin Mantled Marauder. 1 of the red for a 1/2 legendary creature, goblin human villain. Flying haste. Whenever you discard the card, Hobgoblin gets +2 until end of turn. Oh, this goes right with all the Captain Holler, right? Like, this is a Captain Holler card for sure. Flying haste. That's pretty good. This is pretty good. It's 1 mana cantrip. Yes, it's very playable. Yeah. This is pretty good. This is actually like a very playable card. And there's not really much more to say. It's just like, yeah, discard Captain Howler typo. I'm another pirate. That's not a pirate. Sure. J. Jonah Jameson. Triple J. All right, J. Jonah Jameson. 2 in a red for a 2/2 legendary creature, human citizen. When J. Jonah Jameson enters, suspect up to 1 target creature. Suspected creature has menace and can't block. Whenever a creature you control with menace attacks, create a treasure token. Now, there is definitely a deck for this, like just mono red menace. Now Agnes, if you remember Agnes, no, that's with haste. Sorry, what was? I thought there was a menace lord. There's other like, there's definitely other commanders that like also do menacey stuff, but you could definitely do mono red J. Jonah Jameson if you really want. You'll get a lot of money, a lot of treasure. Now, what you do with that treasure, you know, the rest of the deck is going to have to decide that for sure. But it's basically like you play J. Jonah Jameson, you play a bunch of menacey creatures, and you like power them up into like one big fuck off dragon. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of turns into that. I don't know what the top end for J. Jonah Jameson is, other than like you put all that treasure into a giant dragon, I guess, and you just kill everyone. You know what I mean? He can name himself a menace. True. I'm so pumped for this release. Really, Jake. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're excited for it. The more I'm going through it, the like less kind of like, the photos are garbage, Parker. I'll buy them all. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. This card's cool. I don't. Yeah. Does he go into any of the other Spider-Man decks? I don't really think so. But like you can definitely build a J. Jonah Jameson deck. We'll talk about him. We might do a deck tech on him, or at least like a quick, hey, you can do this with this guy. T. Yep. All right. He's more for the 99. Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to remember which 99 he wants to be in, but Masked Meowler, a 1 mana 1/1 Spider Cat hero with haste. Discard a card, sacrifice this creature, draw a card. It kind of sucks this is not a legendary creature, but I mean we talked about this before. This is pretty decent with Miles Morales. Is he? Is Miles Menace? Miles is Menace, isn't he? This is Insolent Neonate, right? Insolent Neonate was already great, you know, way back in Standards Past. This is similar. I mean, in terms of like standard, this is probably pretty good. You could put this in Sonic, right? This is a haster. You know, you could put this in a Sonic deck for sure. This probably works better than Gwen, if I'm being honest with you. Max Meowler is fine. Yeah, this is a fine card. Not worth like talking about too much, but discarding a card, sacrificing a creature, and drawing a card are all really good abilities. Like all really good abilities. Magicon in Atlanta is doing 3 collector booster packs at the end of this month. Magicon in Atlanta is doing 3 collector booster packs at the end of this month. What does that mean? Like you're gonna buy collector boosters there? Still a favorite uncommon of the set. I agree with that. You can throw this cat in Cauldron. You're crazy. Stop. When you attend, yeah. I'm attending it. They're giving you 3 collector booster packs. Oh, that's cool. Madness synergy, exactly. Well, not Madness this time. I mean, Insolent Neonate way back in the day was Madness, for Eldritch Moon. This is for Mayhem. This is for Mayhem. Thank you. I was gonna say like Malignus. I'm like, that's not right. Yeah, for Mayhem. Thank you very much for the follow, Jake. It's part of the badge package. That's pretty sick. Oh, thank you for telling me that, Jake. I did not know. All right, Max Meower is good. Maximum Carnage, 4 and a red for a Saga. Chapter 1, until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. So, Goad? Is that just Goad? Like, is that literally not just Goad? What's different here? Is there a different wording for Goad? Is there a reason why? Maybe they just didn't want to throw a mechanic word on there? It's Goad? Okay. Is there... Yeah, but? Okay. What's the but? Chapter 2 is add 3 red. Chapter 3 is 5 damage to each opponent. This is boring. This bores me. I mean, like, the Goad part is fine. If you're all... Listen, my Furcrag deck probably wants this because, like, Goad everything is, like, whatever. Name of the game. Karadar wording for some reason? Yeah. Until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat if able. So, the fact that, like, until your next turn, so even if something... If an opponent casts a spell, like, casts a creature on their turn and it has haste, it does have to attack each combat, right? Because it says until your next turn, each creature attacks. Right? It's not like creatures. No, hold on. How does Disrupt Decorum work? Disrupt. Until your next turn, those creatures, right? Go to all creatures you don't control, right? So like, Disrupt Decorum is like everything that exists right now, boom. But the other way, with Maximum Carnage, is just like any creature, even if it exists afterwards, is gets goaded. Yeah, I put this in the Valgavoth. Oh, the black red one. Yeah, that's fair. Probably looks nicer this way. What's up, Soup? I think the templating is so that the general lingering effect, rather than affecting the individual creatures, and it affects new hasties. Right. It is templated this way so that it affects everyone, even if they came in after the fact. So that is pretty cool. You know, that is cool. That's neat. But like so 5 mana instead of Disrupt Decorum, which is only the creatures that exist right now, for 4 mana. Now you get an enchantment, which you could do wacky stuff to, for 5, but it's all creatures that aren't yours. Oh wait, no. No, actually, your creatures too. Interesting. Your creatures too, and any creatures that come in afterwards. And then you get to go to 3 red, right? So next turn, after a big, everyone else attacks everyone else, you gain 3 red so that you can probably cast some giant hasty creature. And then chapter 3, 5 damage to each opponent, which is like not too bad. Honestly, this feels pretty standard playable. Right, like the 5 damage is a fourth of someone's life. Although I guess in one-on-one, each other player doesn't really do much, but at least everyone has to attack and you can block with the right creatures. I demand a Harry Potter set. Nah, mnemonic. There's like no reason to do that. They would take more negative publicity than positive. And also Strixhaven fills the role, by like leaps and bounds. It would be really bad if they did. This hits yourself too, yeah. So you do it post-combat? Right. Yeah, the creatures can block too. They can still block and all that. So don't cast Carnage on your first main unless you in attack mode, right? 5 mana cards aren't standard playable most of the time. That's true. And, in standard, you're like, okay, 5 mana, you have to attack me. And they're just like, I was going to do that anyway because I'm like mono green Stompy. So, okay, anyway, die. It's like, oh. Dang, I spent 5 mana doing nothing. Yeah, that's fair. You can reanimate this with Yuna. You can do a lot of things with Yuna. Alrighty. Maximum Carnage, I don't think it's really worth talking about. As far as sagas go, I don't think it's very fun. Molten Man, Inferno, Incarnate. Okay. I mean, the art's pretty fucking cool. I don't know who Molten Man is. 2 in a red for legendary creature Elemental Villain. Ooh, Lorwyn. 0/0. When Molten Man enters, search your library for a basic mountain card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. He gets +1/+1 for each mountain you control. When Mountain Man leaves the battlefield, sacrifice a land. Interesting. I mean, that's like kind of a cool card, if I'm being honest with you. Those Levi's jeans are doing work, though. Like, wow. Those Levi jeans are killing it. They're great. What do you think about the Vox Machina set? Oh, what do I think about a Vox Machina set? I mean, as a secret lair, I think that would be pretty cool. As a secret lair, that would be perfectly fine, Kingsley. As a full set, I don't know about that. Worst red rampant growth? Is there other red rampant growths? Like, in all honesty, are there other red rampant growths? Because, like, other than Koth of the Hammer, what other red rampant growths can we name? I mean, not really, only ritual. Right, ritual things. So, like, as far as, like, getting lands go, that's kind of okay. I mean, this might be more of an elemental thing for Lorwyn next year. Like, this might be more of a calling card for Lorwyn in the future and less about doing something right now. You can swap this to an opponent, so you get the mountain and they lose the land. Oh, right, okay, so, like, yeah, you get the mountain, you swap control of Mountain Man to an opponent, and then they, you kill Mountain Man, and then they sacrifice a land. Like, I guess. I mean, if you did, like, a mono red deck, that'd be mono red swap deck. Mono red harmless offering deck. Generous Gifted sounds fun, yeah. It's funny, but That's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. Do not give this man Myriad. Do not. I repeat, do not give this man Myriad. You will have a bad time. Harmless Offering. Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah, I don't think this is really worth talking about, personally. Do not. Alright, Raging Goblinoids. Sure. That's a name. 4 in the red for a 5/4 Goblin Berserker villain with haste and mayhem 3. Yep. This is a card. This is a card that you play in Magic the Gathering. Romantic Rendezvous. We do love that art. That art is really cute. 2 mana, discard the card, draw 2 cards. Sorcery speed. It's just like a lesser version of all of the Rendezvous. Actually, no, Secret Rendezvous is the Rendezvous typo cards. Either way, this is like whatever. Cute art, card meh. I mean, the card is like just a straight up reprint of like the lesser version of the original, like, draw a card, discard a card, draw 2, right? I mean, if it costs 1, that would be different because then Mayhem would be a little bit better, but you know, at least with Mayhem, the card that you discard still counts as like something you can cast, which isn't too bad. You technically go up in mana in standard specific, or up in cards in standard specifically, but yeah, it's whatever. It's not worth talking about. Hit me with the Cathartic Reunion every day of the week, you know. If it wasn't instant, if it was what's the instant speed version of this? That's not push it to the limit. What's the instant speed version of this? Sudden jump? No, what is it? You remember it, chat. You remember it. Demand Answer. Oh, actually, I was thinking Demand Answers is strictly better. A Thrill of Possibilities is what I was thinking of, actually. Thrill of Possibility, right? And this is, you know, this is used rather often. Oh my god, they actually made a Spider-Man version of Thrill of Possibilities, which is strictly better than the other one. Very funny. Very funny. Yeah, like, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, Demand Answer is probably better. Alright, Shadow of the Goblin. 1 in the red. Enchantment. Unreliable Visions. At the beginning of your first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Okay. Undying Vengeance. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Now, this is a commanderable card, right? Like, obviously. This card is like, perfect for literally every single deck that you, like, can think of already. Prosper, sure, like, whatever. Feldon, sure, absolutely. Yeah, this card's good. This is a good card. This is a very good card. Even the Doctor, the 13th Doctor wants this. Yep, this is actually easily one of the best rares in the set. Easily. By far, dude. By far. And that full art does look way cooler. Wait till people realize how this works with Crucible of World land plays. Stop talking. Simply stop talking. Simply do not. Oh, put this in Hull Clade, right? No, it's Play a Land. It is Play a Land, but that's fine. Put this in Hearth Hull. Thank you, Hearth Hull. Yeah, this card's good. This card's really, really good. Pick if you open this at pre-release, hold on to it. Do not trade this in immediately. This is a good card in Commander, 100%. Kind of like Shadow for Gen. Yeah. Shock. That's fair. This is like, this card's perfect. Nothing wrong with it. Yep, it's just good. It's just good. It's just a good card. You should buy it. Shocker, Unshakable. Okay. 4 red. Jesus. Legendary creature, human rogue villain for a 5/5. During your turn, Shocker has first strike. Okay. Vibro Shock Gauntlets. When Shocker enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that player's controller. Maybe do something in standard someday. Probably not. Love the flavor. The flavor is about the only thing worth it. What's up, nerd? Hey, Butkus, how you doing? Too expensive? Yeah, this card kind of like is outrageously expensive. I wish it was like when Shocker enters and or attacks, right? Like that would be one thing. Oswald, thank you, Retro Follow. Like attacking and dealing 2 damage, like that makes it a nice repeatable thing. But like just 1 ETB of 2 damage. Creature, I mean, yeah, this card sucks, obviously. Like, this card is not good as far as Commander goes. This is not worth talking about. Just straight up, it is not worth talking about. It needed to also do it on attack to at least be kind of cute, but no. Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit, 2 in a red for 2/3. Legendary creature, Spider Human Hero with Reach. Whenever Spider-Gwen becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Nothing wrong with this card at all, right? I mean, we're already trying to do Mayhem and Madness and all this other stuff. Discard, draw, discard, draw. I think the biggest issue with her is like 3 mana for a 2/3 with no evasion is like not great. Now, you can tap her for sure. I'm sure there's some infinite combo you can do of just like tap, untap, tap, untap, tap, untap. Draw your whole deck into, you know, Thassa's Oracle or some shit like that. But other than that, you know, it's kind of just like whatever. If it had jump, it would be way better. Flying? Or like flying on your turn. Funny with station, but not broken. Yeah, I mean, sure, like station. Yeah, like, yeah, you know, 1 draw, discard. It's like whatever. Yeah, with flying for sure. Looting would have been better than rummaging. Oh, it is discard then draw. Yeah. So you have to have a card in your hand that you already want to get rid of before you just kind of like go for the, you know, risk it all. I like a custom Shocker proxy of 2 in a pink, 1 in the sink. You should. Mono red with Reach is funny. It is a little goofy. It is a little goofy. And blue decks everywhere fell apart. It is a little goofy. Alrighty. But yeah, not worth talking about. Spider Islanders. That's ugly looking. Hey, Trying Casually, thank you very much for the big ol' spicy raid. Appreciate you. Hey, FDL, how you doing? Yeah, I got lucky with getting a collector box for 628. Holy shit, dude. 628. That's lucky? That's crazy. Where are we, chat? What is the world right now? That's crazy. My God. Whew. I mean, I'm happy that you got it for a seemingly a good price. You already pre-ordered on MSRP, but I want that Thanos card. Goddamn. Hey, listen, I hope you get it, Jim. Truly. I hope that you get it. Feel like a filler card. Spider Island is a weird arc to be referencing. I agree. I don't think anyone remembers this. And if they do, it's not fond memories. It's just like a 4 mana 4/3 with Mayhem at the end of the day. So it's like, shows you what Mayhem does. They're almost 900 now. Miss me. Alright, Spider-Punk. We already know that this is a commander worth talking about. Many people have already talked about it. 1 in the red for a 2/1. Legendary creature, Spider Human Hero with Riot. When this creature enters, you get a choice of +1/+1 counter or haste. Other spiders you control have Riot. Spells and abilities can't be countered. Damage can't be prevented. So, in terms of like the whole spider part, like other spiders having Riot, is like, that's whatever, right? That part is a small aspect. Every single Spider-Man card is red though. Like all of them have red in common. So, Spider-Punk will be in every single deck, but the spells and abilities can't be countered. You know, if you're against mono blue, or like if you are the red deck doing goofy stuff against blue decks, you know, you probably want this. I hope that you have a deck that's a big enough threat to back up the fact that your opponents can't counter, right? Because like if you did mono red spider typo, there is no reason for your opponents to counter those spells anyway, because that is a bad deck, right? You know what I mean? Like Spider-Punk, by being mono red, you know, limits the fact that your opponents want to counter you in the first place. So you need to build a 99 that's like threat worthy, right? Like has worthwhile threats, and especially, well, you can't give them Riot. This is actually one of those decks where even I, a certified Maskwood Nexus hater, would say you gotta run Maskwood Nexus. I like straight up, like even I am saying that. Giving Riot is just cute. Although it would have been wanting to try to build a different way. And Exava, you're crazy for going back that far. You're crazy. I love it, though. Need Spider-Punk for Niv Mizzet Parun? Oh. Yeah. I mean, you can't counter your opponent's stuff, though. And this Niv Mizzet Parun is already not counterable. It's just the spells that go in it. But by then, you can just have a counter spell in your hand. Only thing to note, affect every spell in an instance of damage, including opponents. Right. Your opponent's, the One Ring is useless against them. Your opponent's stuff can't be countered as well, so it's a little risky. I mean, yeah, God forbid that you are not, like, listen, if someone else needs to be controlled and you're not hitting hard enough, like, you ruined it. Hey, Vet Play, Spider-Punk? Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I keep forgetting it only gives riot to spiders. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Kuro, look, the idea of Rakdos counters is kind of punk rock. It is. It is. I'm just saying, it's like, I think that only spiders having riot is pretty bad. You do need to have Mask with Nexus in his deck, and even I am authorizing that despite hating that card. Thank you for the like. But I know people want to play him in CDH. Maybe it's a whole CDH thing to not have your stuff countered, but it is everyone's stuff. And I know that in CDH, stopping everyone from casting spells, including, like, you know, if you were stopping the person who has a counter spell for the one spell that did get through, if you're stopping them from playing that spell, you will still lose the game. So, I don't know. I don't know how this one goes. All I know is that Spider-Punk is in every single Spider-Man deck because they're all red. They're all red. So, he will go in every single one of those. First streamer event brew will be Gruul Spiders with this. Holy shit. To protect combo pieces mainly, but true, I would ideally have a counter spell or something for Niv mid. Exactly. I just wanted to make Exava deck viable. Good luck. Alright, Spider-Verse. Look at that. 3D art. Spider-Verse. 3 red for an enchantment. The legend rule does not apply to spiders you control. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may copy it. If you do, you may choose new targets for the copy. If the copy is a permanent spell, it gains haste. Do this only once each turn. As a mythic, and the fact that it's only once each turn, it's actually pretty balanced. I actually like this card. I don't really have anything wrong with it other than, like, the art's kind of, like, not my vibe. But, like, this card's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, really. In fact, you might not even see people use it that much. You'll see it in Prosper. Every single one of these Impulse decks, or from Graveyard decks, will love this card. This card is good for that. The legendary rule part will just, like, not matter most of the time. Like, 90% of the time you see this card, it probably won't do anything. And if I'm trying to think of, like, the other spider people, right? It's like, okay, new copies for the spell from anywhere other than your hand. Okay, so, like, Gwen, sure, Gwen Stacy likes this. Venom doesn't really care about this card because he's not casting stuff from the graveyard. Spider-Man 2099 likes this card. I don't know. There's, like, in the set itself, there's not that many, like, casts from non-land things. Non-hand, I mean. Not too many. So you gotta look at this in the wider context of Magic. And within the wider context of Magic, this is a perfectly fine 5-drop. Prosper decks turn on. Feldon decks turn on with this card. So, that's fine. It's so fine. Green Goblin, that's true, that's true. You like it for an Reeve? Oh my god. Yeah, Spider-Verse is a fine card. Yep, we'll talk about it commander-wise. Spinneret and Spiderling. Red, 1/2 legendary creature, Spider Human Hero. Whenever you attack with 2 or more spiders, put a +1/+1 counter on Spinneret and Spiderling. Whenever Spinneret and Spiderling deal 4 or more damage, exile the top card of your library until end of your next turn. You may play that card. Man, they really like Impulse Draw in this set. Like, really, really like it. Like, really, really like it. I don't really know why. I don't know why they're that gung-ho about it. Like, they're really, really pushing Impulse Draw. But, like, only so many cards care about it, though. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. They heard everyone said red is the worst EDH color and decided to try to do something about it. So it's just put Impulse Draw everywhere. It's not really anything to do about it. And also, whenever Spinneret and Spiderling deal 4 or more damage to anyone, right? So it's not even deal 4 damage to the face. If they block, if they have 4 power and they block and deal 4 attack damage to something, that is still, like, that's 4 damage. What is interesting though is that if they're like a 4/5, right, and they get trample and they swing, if you block with a 1/1, they'll deal 1 damage to the creature and then 3 damage to the player, which is not dealing 4 or more damage, I don't think. I actually have not run into that. I don't think that it does. Spider-Man live long and prosper. What? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, more good more prosper good stuff. Yeah. Amusing they didn't give this double strike at 4 power. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who neither. I have at least seen Spiderling before. I have never ever in my life heard of Spinneret. Who is that? Who is Spinneret? I have never heard of this creature in my life. Not once. Does say 4 or more damage, not 4 or more damage to player. But in Trample, you deal 1 damage to the creature and then 3 damage to the player, though, is the thing. So I don't know if that counts as having dealt 4 damage this turn. You know what I mean? Because the damage was split. Or you want to say like 2 and 2, right? I just don't know. Either way, in terms of like standard, this is probably like a good 1-drop. For the spider type decks, like, you know, giving this Riot and Haste is pretty good. You know, this does get bigger over time, so I'll give him that. You're probably going to see this as like a 4-of in every spider deck. Find like Hana and Elena and other buffing decks. I mean, if that. I mean, I'm someone who doesn't impulse draw a lot unless it's some part of like some storm train, so I might be like not super about impulse draw and like the naked sense of just like, okay, I hope that this is something you can cast or whatever. Good luck. I like using it for some sort of combo piece or infinite like cast spell cast, but if we're just like doing this for the sake of just like, hey, exile something and I hope you can play it, woo! That's what a lot of these cards feel like. Is that impulse draw is less about comboing with something and more about just like, hey, just do it because like sometimes you can. Sturgeon, the dinosaur man. Legendary creature, dinosaur villain with menace, 5/4. Dinosaur formula, 1 in the red. Discard this card until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. Cool! We're going to skip that because that means nothing. You do not hope you build a proactive deck. I guess. And I just don't want to. If the triggers matters that much, yeah. No, other... Never mind. Still only get 1 card. Yeah. And the numbers for pre-release are bad. Oh, wait. What do you mean, Pizza? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Bulk rares all over the place, it seems. Not that it's a terrible thing. It does seem like a lot of bulk rares. Superior foes of Spider-Man. Okay. It's not the Sinister 6. Okay. Superior foes of Spider-Man. 2 in a red for a 3/3 human rogue villain with trample. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you may exile the top card of your library. If you do, you may play that card until you exile another card with this creature. Damn, they really liked impulse draw. Okay, I get it. I get it. You really want impulse draw. I just hope that it matters. Okay, all right. We're not talking about it. Taxi driver. 1 in the red for a 3/1 human pilot. I love that's a pilot. That does make me happy. Pay 1 and tap. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. It's fine. You know, it's like pretty reasonable. Gag Sinister 6 essentially. I see. Are the Scrub Squad? Yeah, they look like the Scrub Squad. I do some drafts, it's fine, but it doesn't read flavor wise. The Spider-Man set, all function, no flavor IMO, but the cards function well. Yeah, I agree. Wish you didn't have to pay. Yeah, just like tap, give haste. There's other cards that do the same. I want to say like Taxi Driver is definitely something that we've seen like cost 2 before and then pay 1 tap, give haste. And I think that we've seen like 3 drops that have tap, give haste. You know what I mean? Wisecrack. 1 in the... That is a horrible looking villain. 2 in a red for an instant. Target creature deals damage equal to its power to itself. If that creature is attacking, Wisecrack deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. Well, that's funny. This is funny. This is just a funny thing. Taxi Driver doesn't beat Crashing Drawbridge. No, it doesn't. Nothing does. Nothing does. We have 2 more... We have 2 1-drop creatures with tap, give haste. Right. It's a cute card. Yeah. I wish it didn't cost 3, honestly. Like, red removal is... I mean, like, you know, I don't know. It's like, okay. Probably just costing 2 would have been too good. Maybe they're just like... 2 mana, like, very... barely conditional kill spell in red is probably too much. So, 3 mana instant speed will give, which is like, alright, that's fine, I guess. You will die to this, though. You will die to a Wisecrack in draft. Just remember that. You could be like doing all this cool Venom stuff, and Spider-Man will wisecrack you, and you will lose to it. You will literally lose to it. Barely? No. Quiet you. Has casting Justice Strike ever felt good? No. But it is a wisecrack. Alright, that's all the red cards. Green mode it is. Damage control crew, 3 in a green. For a 3/3 human citizen, when this creature enters for choose one. Repair. Return target card with mana value 4 or greater from the graveyard to your hand. Or impound. Exile target artifact or enchantment. I mean, definitely the removal card for most of the time, although since this is a draft only card, maybe repair. What is with this whole mana value 4 or greater? What is this like weird sub, like the sub thing for red is just impulse draw, impulse draw, impulse draw, impulse draw, impulse draw. Like 50 red cards of the 20 that there are all impulse draw. And then also a little slapdash of just like mana value 4 or greater. I just wonder what's going on with that. Or am I missing something? Yeah, I don't know. I like the what's her name? What's the punchy lady? Jolene. I like Jolene. I like Jolene with like, you know, attack power 4 or greater is my vibe. Damn, Jolene's hot as fuck. Attack with 4 or greater is my vibe, right? Like a power 4 or greater. I like the formidable. Yeah, I like formidable. But like mana value 4 or greater, I just don't know what's like with that. Like what's with that? I don't know. It seems bad. Gruul draft archetype is Stompy. It seems. I mean, I guess. Ezekiel Sims Spider Totem 4 in a green for a 3/5 Spider Human Advisor with reach. At the beginning of the combat in your turn, target spider you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Cool. 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 He sure does become a 5/7, I guess. Okay, sure. Not worth talking about. Grow extra arms. That's funny. Grow extra arms. 1 in the green instant. The spell costs 1 less if it targets a spider. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Sure. Anyway, cool references. That's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. Ezekiel is an adequate amount of numbers in draft. Yeah, that sounds about right. Guy in the chair. 2 in a green for a 2/3 creature human advisor. Tap, add 1 mana of any color, and then web support. 2 in a green to tap, put a +1/+1 counter on target spider. Activate only as a sorcery. This is pretty bad. I mean, I guess you get to web sling him out, I suppose, but it's pretty lame. Oh my god, the spider has 4 extra arms. That's what the 4 is about? Yes. Although, well, yeah, the legs too would also count, yeah. Web support made me chuckle. Yeah, like, it's funny, but, like, other than that, kind of sucks. Also, you can't even tap for mana and also still help. You know what I mean? Like, the pay 3 and add a counter to target spider. Add sorcery speed? Jesus. Jesus. Can't wait to see what you like. What, this being bad? I mean, what have I liked so far? I forgot. But this is, like, fine. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care how hard I have to try to make it work. I'm making a Sun Spider deck. Ooh, wait, what's Sun Spider? Who's Sun Spider? Kapow! 2 in a green for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It fights target creature an opponent controls. That's pretty normal card. Nothing worth talking about here. It's just pretty normal. Pretty normal card. Craven's Cats. I already know this isn't shit to talk about. Yeah, it's nothing to talk about. I don't like Kraven. Kraven is like literally one of my least favorite Spider-Man villains. I think he's so fucking lame. Like straight up. I think Kraven is so boring. 1, lame. 2, I'm just like not pro hunting. You know what I mean? Like not really, you know? Like I'm not pro hunting for sport. And he's just doing it for like the sport of like I'm better than a rhino, which is like okay, cool, I guess. How often do you do that? Was it just once in your life that you fought a rhino? Or is that just like your shtick? Because it feels like it's his shtick. Great comment, no flavor. Fight spell with Spider-Man on it. Correct, amusing. Agreed. Aura equipment. I heard it's supposed to be a smaller set like Assassin's Creed, but they push it to the full set. Yeah, Oswald. That's what I've heard too, and it feels like it. It really does feel like it. Hence weird / bad draft cards. Yeah. He's a bad guy. You're not supposed to like him, but they keep putting him on things. They made a movie about Kraven. Sony will hear you and think you want a sequel. True. It's Kraven time. All right, Kraven, or Kraven's Last Hunt. 3 in a green. Saga. Mill 5 cards. When you do, the Saga deals damage equal to the greatest power among creature cards in your graveyard to target creature. Okay, specifically creature removal, maybe. Target creature you control is +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh my god, so boring. Oh my lord. The chapter 1 is in line with most green things. Like, although you don't even take the creature out. Usually it's like mill 5, take the creature out, you know, and the rest get milled or something. But now it's just like chapter 1, mill 5, deal some damage to a creature, and then whatever, and then return a creature card from your graveyard to your, like, okay. 4 mana bad. 4 mana suck, actually. It is removal. Like, it's green removal at 4 mana, which is, like, not unheard of, right? Like, that it is rare to get that. But as far as sagas go, and especially as far as Commander goes, there are, like, 12 other sagas that also ETB remove something for, like, a way better cost. Binding of the Old Gods is, like, strictly more fun. Why I put in the battlefield would be way better. For what? Oh, right, the return a creature from the graveyard to hand. Yeah. 4 mana waits 2 turns for a regrowth. Yeah. Not even guaranteed. True. It's like really suck. Best part of the Morbius movie is that Rada shit posted so hard after release that it cost the studio $1 million. Good. Saga decks will need more sagas that do something on chapter 1, and this is not it. And no, saga decks are literally, I would honestly put forward, like, I will put money on saying that saga decks have actually the most, like, removal per card than, like, most archetypes. I actually think it's in the top 5. Easily. Lizard, Connor's Curse. 2 green for a 5/5 legendary creature, lizard villain. Trample. Lizard formula. When Lizard Connor's Curse enters, up to 1 other target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green lizard creature with base power and toughness 4/4. Oh, that's it. What? That's a rare, dude? Okay. I guess. Yo, imagine you open your pack and this is your rare. That's fucked up. Why is it also when he attacks? Like, I just don't get it. Like, just make it also when he attacks. Like, I like the theme of, like, losing your abilities and you just become this 4/4 crazy lizard. I think that's really cool. And in Magic, you could do really cool stuff if you know, make something lose its abilities so it can attack. Like, that's cool. That's, like, legitimately a cool thing. But they're just like, no? Like, I don't get it. I don't get why it's not also on attack. This card's awful. Oh, it becomes that forever. All right, it's not until end of turn. Cool. How much cooler would it be? Lizard is very good. I don't agree, I guess. Ken Ruth's transformation? Right. Legitimate business lizard? True. Also can blank commander until they die. Being able to blank someone's commander is cool, right? Like, you know, turn that Spider-Man into a 4/4 no abilities, right? And, like, it's hard to kill that thing because 4 is, like, a lot. I just wish it was more. I wish it was not just on ETB. That's all. I think it could have been. They wanted to avoid an Oko situation. That is true. Oko is the worst thing that ever happened. That is true. And people will be playing Lizard Connor's Curse mono green on Brawl and just, like, take Commander's abilities away and then make, like, a giant Gulta and just kind of like, okay, like, that will happen. I'm just saying that it could have happened more than just on one ETB. Commander removal that's not associated with a removable permanent is very rare and not something green gets. Yeah, green does not get that a lot. This is true. Turn Jodo into a 4/4 lizard with no abilities. Not shabby. On ETB. Could flicker it with tokens, making them trigger bigger. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. If you have, like, if you're doing like green light flicker, with lizard, I mean, like, I guess you do get to turn them into tokens, but I guess maybe blink and that's okay. Not really though. Like, I get, yeah, like you have to blink it, right? So you need like a green white deck. It also doesn't say if it leaves or returns, right? It just becomes that, right? The card that they turn into a lizard stays as a lizard. And that does, you know, that is like a hell of their own making. Or, well, of Lizard's making, which is funny. That is thematic. Tap Blade of Self-Sign. I mean, true. This is a terrible Brawl commander? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? Your commander is no longer the commander. I mean, I will get fucked over by a Lizard Connor's Curse at some point. Someone will play it, and I'll be like, wow, my commander is just now a 4/4. I hate this card. I will get fucked over by it, but I wish that I was able to do it more than just on ETB. That's all. Even if it wasn't until like end of turn, but you get to do it on all attacks. But that's fine. That's fine. Lizard kind of okay. We'll talk about it. At least commander wise, it is. I do like that you did know that you did point out, chat. Like the card does become a lizard forever. So as far as like an anti-commander card, it is playable. Lurking Lizards, great jumping Jehoshaphat. 1 in the green for a 1/3 lizard villain with trample. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Sure. If it was on attacks, I think it would cost more. Yes. That sure is a common. It sure is that. But now we're on Miles Morales, baby. 1 in the green for a 1/2 legendary human citizen hero, not a spider. When Miles Morales enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Then you can pay 3 and a Naya to transform Miles Morales. We're mostly going to be playing it on the 6-drop side. Ultimate Spider-Man. 3 and Naya for a 4/3 legendary spider human hero. First strike and haste. We like the haste. We like the first strike. Camouflage for 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on Ultimate Spider-Man. He gains hexproof and becomes colorless until end of turn. Interesting, the colorless part. The hexproof part is a cool save. I like that he doesn't have to tap to do it. Whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. So +1/+1 counters obviously are pretty good. It is kind of like a little lame that Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man doesn't like continue to put counters on other creatures, you know what I mean? Right? Like, in terms of him leading your deck, right? Like, the human side, pretty good after you play some spiders because you get to put counters on 2 other spiders, and then you can start attacking and then double those numbers. But, like, the rest of the deck is going to have to put the counters on the spider people to, like, really get that going. Which is, like, I don't think that's ideal, you know, but it's fine. It sounds fun. Alright, well, hey, listen, I'm glad it sounds fun. We will do a further deck tech on it. Especially now that there's all these spider creatures, we do have to, like, do a full-on deck tech for sure. Seems reasonable for a Naya counter spell. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. What other arts has he got? I do like these other arts. I like the one with Gwen Stacy. Wait, what? Hold on. Is this the same art? Oh, okay. It's just very similar. I mean, this is cool. I like these. These are cool arts. Miles Morales is a very popular Spider-Man, and I'm glad that he is. I remember when Miles Morales came out. I worked at a card store when Miles Morales came out, and boy howdy, I know for a fact that there were multiple comic book store regulars that were holding back when I was around. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Pictures of Spider-Man, 2 in the green for an artifact. When this artifact enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Pay 1 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, make a treasure token. Okay, so 3 mana, ETB, look at top 5, reveal 2 creatures, put them into your hand. Okay. That's fine, I guess. You know, if you're like a green deck, a green artifact type of deck that really cares, sure, but I don't think there's much to do here. Whatever. So look, being a green artifact that I can't easily tutor makes me dislike this card. I want the meme, get me pictures of Spider-Man. That is true. That is true. You should just be able to bang on the table and then this card just appears, you know what I'm saying? He came out right after. Right. Green doesn't need treasure tokens, to be honest. Also true. Also reasonably true. I mean, you paid one to tap and sacrifice this thing to then make a treasure. So it's like, you know, In related news, if you're a green deck, you probably are not an artifacts deck. True. And even the artifact decks, I don't think they really care about pictures of Spider-Man. You know, like what's the green elf, the green red elf from like Dominaria Part 7? You know, I don't even think she cares about pictures of Spider-Man, but okay, not worth talking about. Token doublers too. Yeah, you could token doubler it. Is it really still that worth the full card? I don't think so. I get what they're doing. You give him the pictures, you get paid. I get that. I wish it. Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice the photos then, right? You know. Token doublers for what? What am I missing here? All right. Professional wrestler, 3 in a green for a 4/4 human warrior performer. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. Okay. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. It has. Oh, can't be blocked by more than one creature. That's funny. That's funny. Cool. Give him Menace. Make him invincible. Draft chaff? Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay. Radioactive Spider, the thing that started it all. Green for a 1/1 creature spider with reach and death touch. Oh god, finally a spider with some stats, bro. Fateful Bite. Pay 2 and sacrifice this creature. Search your library for a spider hero card. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Probably just in time, too. Yeah. I like Radioactive Spider. It's, like, pretty cool. Yeah. I like this card. Reach and Death Touch is, like, a pretty big deterrent. People are just be like, oh, like, that's just a 1-drop for you. You'll block and like you'll kill my commander, so it's not worth it. And then you're just sitting there just going like, damn, I'm really happy they didn't swing with their commander. My whole strategy revolves around Radioactive Spider. That's how you get them. Always keep the enemy guessing. They did not need to say Spider Hero. Could have just been a tutor, a spider, and it would have been fine. I do agree with that. But yeah. Very specific, but at least that's like real magic spiders. Right. Has to be a spider hero, though. It is specifically a spider hero card, so you have to bring it whenever, like, just at a moment's notice when your Spider-Man decks are fighting. You just gotta be like, I'm gonna flash in Radioactive Spider, just in case. A bit parasitic. It is 100% a parasitic mechanic, but it'll be annoying that that could get Death Touch. That is true. Can search changelings. That is true. That is true. All right, Sandman, Shifting Scoundrel. Hold on. Do I want to talk about this card? Not really. No, not really. All right, Sandman, Shifting Scoundrel. 1 green for a star legendary creature, sand elemental villain. Sandman's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Okay. Sandman can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Okay. And then pay 5, return this card and target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. What the fuck? Why does this feel like so bad? It's like Sandman is just trying to like be relevant and somehow, right? Like he's like a divorced dad just trying to be like, okay, kids, and also my power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Oh, and I can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Don't forget to tell your friends. And, oh, is that not enough? Well, if you pay 5 mana, you get to return this card and a target land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Whoa! It's just, like, trying so much. And I still don't care. He still doesn't have trample, you know? Like, at the end of the day, he doesn't have trample. Sandboy I like in Commander. Great in Dredge. Is he that great in Dredge? Is it just the fact that he gets to come back? Like, is that really it? Sandman for the 99 of Golgari decks doing Golgari things. Right, like, Golgari.deck could use Sandman. It's just that, like, 5 mana for, like, a big brute that's not bigger than Ghalta is, like, what are we even doing? You know? Nah. Cheapest we've seen that ability on the card, I think. The lands equal power and toughness. For 3 mana, I want to... Oh, power and toughness? Not even like a +1/0 in power? That is rare. That is rare. That is rare. They don't usually do that. They've been doing it more and more for lands recently, strangely enough. Great and Dredge. Want to get a Sandman for my Manamo deck. Cheapest creature with that ability and recruitable. Of course you don't care, Kuro. It's green and you're you. True! True! I am green and this is me. And this does not fill me with joy. Hey, West Coast. Good to see you, bud. How you doing? Thank you very much for the heart. Sorry for being gone for so long. I had PAX West, which was amazing. So, you know, it'd be that way. PAX West was great. I hung out with Gavin Verhey a lot. And just a bunch of friends. A lot. Ramp Revive Instant Speed. Ramp Revive Instant Speed for 5 mana. At least it doesn't come... Oh, no. He does come to play tapped. When you return it, the land and him, he is tapped. So he doesn't get to do a surprise block, sadly. Not being jumpable is actually kind of decent. Trample, it is not. But it makes it harder for opponents to block. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. You're going to use Sandman and Zaro. Oh, the bug, right? I have the card. The Jund bug. Yeah. I mean, he is for land decks. He is for land decks. Don't get me wrong. And, chat, he is an elemental. Look at that part right there. Elemental. Elemental. Remember how the red dude... Remember how this loser, Molten Man, is also an elemental? And also searches for land, right? And then now you have the green version searching for land, or like, you know, like getting land from the graveyard and stuff, and also an elemental. I think that Lorwyn will have things to do with elementals and lands, personally. It is also any target land card, so it's not just specifically a forest. It is any land gets to come back, which is pretty strong. Okay. El's gonna get nuts in Lorwyn. Everything's nuts in Lorwyn. Could use it in the desert deck too. I do wonder. I mean, yeah, you get to bring deserts back. I mean, does Yuma, Proud Protector, want Sandman, Shifting Scoundrel? Maybe. All right, I'm gonna add this to the. We gotta talk about this card. Also, good to see Hannah. Malamo Multani digs this card for sure. All right, all right. Okay, I get it. Green cards want this card. All right, I'll take my lack of knowledge about green. I will trust the chat. I will trust the chat. Green wants this green card. Fair enough. I do like that they brought back sand as a type. I do like that as well. Is there any other sand cards here? It's just Sandman, right? Scout the City. 1 in the green. What is he? Oh, okay. 1 in the green. Choose one. Look around. Mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Gain 3 life. Oh, sure. I mean, okay. Or destroy target creature with flying. I like the destroy enchantment artifact or creature with flying more likely, to be honest with you. Mill 3, return a permanent from among them. Oh, so it's mill 3 cards and then put a permanent from among the 3, right? So it's not a permanent from your graveyard to hand. It's specifically among the 3 that you milled. 1 goes back to your hand and then you gain 3 life. And I don't think that's very good. That lessens it for me for like how effective this can really be. Versus like other things that happen, you know what I mean? Sorcery Speed, Broken Wings, yes. Keep it up, chat. We can bully Kuro into liking Sandman. That's a lot of bullying. This is much better than Mulch. This is one of the better Mulch effects you've seen. Yeah? Yeah? I don't know. I like to choose a card from the graveyard to bring back. I think those are strictly better. And I think that there's enough. I think that there's enough of those cards to like not warrant Scout the City, but Bring down is just an alt mode on a mulch. Yeah, I just like it when it's artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, personally. Make it instant and we're good? Well, make everything instant and we're good, right? Spider Ham, Peter Porker. Yep, here we are. Spider Ham, Peter Porker. 1 in the green for a 2/2 legendary creature, Spider Boar Hero. When Spider Ham enters, make a food token and Animal Mayhem, which I do like. That is cute. Other spiders, boars, bears, bats, birds, cats, dogs, frogs, jackals, lizards, mice, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves. You control it +1/+1. Well, that's cool. That's about it. That's all I gotta say. Cool. Bloomborough has a new lord in town. But yeah, other than maybe some standard wackiness, it's like, all right, cool. That's cool. Like, yeah, it's a cute card. I don't really see much of a reason to keep looking at it. ETB create a food token is like the most normal thing he does, and that's like fine or whatever. There was this. Where was this for Bloomborough? It was in the Spider-Man set the whole time. Animal Sanctuary, but a creature, right? Doesn't buff Oryx from Strixhaven? Mill 3 and choose from among the mill card is mid? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Alright, really like the Gwen cards. Gonna build a deck around them. I do want to know, because we were talking about the Gwen card earlier and how it doesn't really excite me, but I'm like, I'm someone who likes the commander to do something flashy, and then I build a deck around them. Whereas the Gwen card, I feel, is more like the deck itself is doing the cool stuff, and Gwen is just kind of like chilling. So I would like to know what do you like about Gwen, and what are you looking forward to do with her? King, you okay? You sound a little stuffy. I am sick. I'm definitely sick. In fact, I'm so sick, I'm gonna blow my nose right now, just because you mentioned it. How dare you? That's what you get. That's what you get. You get muted for asking. Just checking, because I love you like family. Appreciate it. Spider-Man, Brooklyn Visionary. 4 and a green for a 4/3. Legendary creature, Spider Human Hero with web slinging. 2 and a green. When Spider-Man enters, search your library for a basic land card, put into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Okay. Cool. Cool. That's okay. Sure. We don't need to talk about this card. The art's cool. The art is cool, right? At least there's that. Art cool. Cool art. Yeah. Spider Rex Daring Dino. 4 green for a 6/6 Spider Dinosaur Hero. Reach, Trample, Ward 2. Anyway, on to the next card. Spiders Man Heroic Horde. Yes, this is the one that's a bunch of spiders together, right? I think that's cool. Spiders Man Heroic Horde. 1 in the green for a 2/3 legendary creature Spider Hero. Web slinging of 6. Jesus Christ. When it enters, if they were cast using web sling, you gain 3 life and make 2 spiders with reach. I guess you get 6 power out of that, technically. You get 6 power and 4 toughness. Sure. I mean, I honestly feel like this card should just, like, on attack or on something make spiders. You know what I mean? Right? Like, wouldn't the Spiders Man Heroic Horde, like, wouldn't the horde of spiders together into one spider be, like, the perfect, like, hangerback walker of spiders? Like, is that not the perfect opportunity to do hangerback walkers but spiders? I mean, I don't know. It just feels like a missed opportunity. You know what I mean? You're right that the deck will be doing the fun stuff, but I'm someone who builds off vibes. And that's all that you need. That's all that you need. 100% M. 100%, and don't let anyone take that from you. Build off vibes 100%. That's what I do as well. It's not terrible. Turn 2 bounce liner rolls and ramping it up 4/3. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel as though probably limited playable, but geez. I mean, I guess. Yeah. Strength of Will. 1 in the green, instant. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains indestructible, and whenever this creature deals damage, put that many plus and plus encounters on it. I don't think I like this card at all. For 2 mana, right? Like, for 2 mana, we're doing a heroic whatever it's called, heroic act or whatever, and giving all of our creatures hexproof and and indestructible, right? Oh, it is deal damage. It's not deal damage to player. It's just whenever this creature is dealt damage. Okay, hold on. Explain the card does read the card. Let me say it again. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains indestructible, and whenever this creature is dealt damage, put that many plus and plus counters on it. Okay, yeah, you get to block an Eldrazi and then put a bunch of counters on it. I guess my real question is how often, especially in Commander, how often? Because there are cards like this that exist, right? That is just like a target creature gets indestructible, but like also a little bit more. How often, especially in green, are you really like focusing on the counterplay, right? Like the sneakiness of Strength of Will. How often does green do that in Commander? I would say like not really often, you know? And that's not a fault of like the card. It's just more like in modern day Commander, again, heroic intervention is just like also 2 mana, you know? What the fuck? Smoke alarm. Oh, and then it just turns off by itself? Is my house smoking? No. Okay. Cool. I guess. And it wasn't even like, it's not like a carbon monoxide thing, it's specifically smoke. Okay. Right. Sure. Right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Carbon monoxide. No, it's not. It specifically said smoke. It specifically said smoke. And I don't know why. Because it turned off without me doing anything, too. Like, I didn't manage to actually hit the button on it. I don't even know. I still don't even know where the button is, so. Okay, sure. You can't run 8 copies of Heroic Intervention? I can try. Indestructible plus plus isn't super rare, but single target saves are kind of weak a lot of the time. Yeah. Bro, run. You're not wrong, Michael Quinn. It is scary. It's okay for maybe Voltron. Yeah, I mean, like, there will be people who definitely want this in their Voltron deck, right? But like, you have to block something. You gotta be like a weak dude, get indestructible, block something, and then, or you know what the best use of Strength of Will is against a Blasphemous Act. Blasphemous Act, Strength of Will, get 13 plus and plus encounters. You know what I mean? I guess I'll ventilate my room. Jesus. Might rather still have Tamio's safekeeping. Yeah, Kuro's sakes are so wild that his alarms think he's smoking something. I do like that. That's a good one. That is a good one. Kuro, what are you smoking? There must be something in here. So true, so fair. Alrighty, so Strength of Will, is this really worth talking about? You know what? We'll talk about it. I will make one post saying that you can use this on Blasphemous Act, and it will probably turn the game around for you. Alrighty, next. Support of parents. Well, don't we all need that, huh? 3 mana for a 3/3 human citizen. Tap 2 untap creatures you control, add 1 mana of any color. This is actually an incredibly strong card. This card's actually incredible. Incredible, actually. Like, I don't think you get it. This card's actually really good. Token staple? Absolutely, dude. This card's actually pretty insane. This could have been a rare. Supportive parents, what if you could suddenly afford Earthcraft? Exactly, dude. This is actually like a really, really strong card. Not quite Heritage Druid, but pretty decent. I mean, yeah, it's not quite, but it'll be more in people's hands than Heritage Druid. This is really, really good. Like, really, really good. Like, like, there are definitely combos. Like, take every single token deck you have, right? Anything that has a Mondrak or whatever the fuck in it. and then just like, you know, an activated ability to make a like Skrell's Hive or something, like just some activated ability to make a token and then like doubles, and then now you're just like going infinite. I think that Supportive Parents will be a linchpin card for quite a couple of infinites. Multi-use Springleaf Drum, exactly. Forget Springleaf Drum, right? Yeah, this card's really good. This card's really good. So we will, yeah, we're downloading that one to talk about. No bad takes there. All right, terrific team up. 3 in the green for an instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a permanent with mana value 4 or greater. What? They are really on this 4 or greater shit. 1 or 2 target creatures you control each get 1/0. They deal damage equal to their power, so attacking creature and opponent controls. Oh, sorry, 2 target creature and opponent controls, not attacking. That's fine. Like, whatever. It's like whatever. A 2 mana to take 2 creatures and probably kill something. You know, like that's fine. That's fine. But you need to have like it's like it's 2 mana, but only if you've spent 4. You know what I mean? Like in a way, it's a 6 mana kill spell, right? It is. Yeah. It's fine, I guess. Green removal. Wall Crawl. 3 in a green. This enchantment enters, create a 2/1 green spider creature token of reach. Then you gain 1 life for each creature you control. Spiders you control get +1/+1 and can't be blocked by creatures with defender. Right. The spider support card that isn't limited to spider persons. Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess so. For 4 mana? I mean, like, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, dude. For 4 mana, you get a 3/2, right? And 1 life. Like at least 1 life. I don't know. This seems not great. This seems not really good. Not very fun. Maybe in like the Spider People deck, I guess. Maybe. I don't even know if you really want this in like the 5-color Spider-Man deck, to be honest with you. What if you just had like a Lord, you know, something, just everything is +1/+1 already. Arasa deck's finally getting some tech, I guess. Web of Life and Destiny. 6 green for an enchantment with Convoke. Now that's hot. At the beginning of combat on your turn, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now this is a good card. I do hate that green gets more things to do. You know, I'm not happy about it. But yeah, like Convoke, pretty cool. You convoke stuff, so some of your creatures are tapped, and therefore you can web sling them. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. The rest on the bottom of your library. Okay. That's good. I mean, that's good. This is a good card. It's just straight up a good card. You know? What more is there to say? This card is just good. What if you had green, every of your combats you get a free creature? Like, what's the difference between everything else that green does? If it weren't for the Convoke, I think... Well, yeah, no, the Convoke is making it better, obviously. I mean, yeah, 8 mana for this. I mean, it is, like, technically an 8 mana ability. You know what I mean? Like, it is very strong. But having the Convoke makes it more palatable. You definitely want to cast this on main phase 1 before going to combat. Obviously, because everything is tapped of Convoke, so you weren't going to swing with them anyway. So you might as well immediately get, like, the creature out of it. You do put the creature card from them into play. You don't cast them for free, so just remember that when you're trying to put an Eldrazi into play for free. It's just like, it's not a cast, you're just putting it into play. Just remember that. Just remember that. Alright, and then the multicolor cards, of which there are a lot. What time is it? It is about to be 9 o'clock. So I wanted to go over the artifacts first. Artifacts and lands we can go over today. The multicolors I was going to save for, like, probably a full stream, to be honest. So let's look at the artifacts really fast. Bagel and Schmear. Okay, this is a magic card. Bagel and Schmear. 1 mana artifact. Food. Share. Pay white and tap. Sacrifice as artifact. Play +1/+1 encounter on up to 1 target creature. Just draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. Or Nosh. 2 and tap. Sacrifice as artifact. You gain 3 life and draw a card. Jesus fucking Christ. Pre-order price is $58. Well, right here it says $2. This is a fine egg. Well, eggs are 0 drops. This is a card that you can tap, sack, draw a card, I guess. You know, like, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm maybe there's some sort of, like, artifact goofiness that you can do with it, but, like, I just don't think that this is... It's a meme card, and the meme is... It's there. It's a bagel and Schmear, but, you know, whatever. Eggs aren't just 0 drops. I do not get the hate for this. Well, I mean, the hate is just that it's, like, a very real-life American thing in Magic. I mean, like, I think that's, like, fine to not like that. I don't care for the abilities on it, like, you know, sack draw. I mean, I don't know, I feel like we have, like, other cards that sack draw for free. They cost 2, but they, like, sacrifice themselves for free, you know what I mean? It's, like, a neutral card, as you could ask. No, the art is very specifically real life. I don't think making real life Magic cards, like Magic cards that are borderline referencing real life and specifically like food that like not everyone might, I don't know. I think that's like reasonable to just like not be into that personally. Rushed added to the set? Really? You think this was rushed and added to the set? Maybe. I just don't see a reason for this card to be. It's a bagel and Schmear, I guess, to feel like New York. I don't know. It ain't me. I do butter. I butter my bagels, alright? So, either way, not what we're talking about. Doc Ox Tentacles 1 for an artifact, enchantment, or equipment. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you may attach this equipment to it. That's cool. A creature gets +4/+4. Sure, I guess. Like, I guess. I do not get that position. People love talking about Magic being fantasy, but, like, urban fantasy is half a genre. A bagel with cream cheese is a perfectly normal thing to have in fantasy to accent how fantastical everything around it is. I don't agree with a bagel and cream cheese. And, like, a very specifically Earthling bagel and cream cheese with a very specific real world New York style lingo name, right? Like bagel and Schmear. Like, Schmear is not like the most normal thing to call cream cheese. Like, I don't know. Cloud decks? Oh, for this? Cream cheese supremacy? Nah, butter, baby. Butter. It's Urza Saga tutorable. It is Urza Saga tutorable. I mean, I just mana value 5 or greater. I just don't care, you know? Like, hey, there are cards out there that will be made super strong by having +4/+4. Like Cloud, right? Cloud, someone mentioned Cloud before. Already Cloud is activated and on. So Cloud decks do want this. Sure, you know? Like cool, I guess. You know? I like that it's when that creature that's big enough enters, not when like this is cast. It's not like when you play this 1-drop, if you have a creature with value 5 or greater, you can attach it for free. It's just whenever one of those creatures enters, you get +4/+4. There is a way to use this in Commander. Like, don't get me wrong, there are commanders that do want this card because like getting +4/+4 like right off the bat is really strong for some of them. They just have to be like, you know, mana value 5 or greater, which is like a lot. Right, like that's a decent chunk of mana. It auto equips to Doc. Yeah, no, I get it. I figured it auto equipped to the Doc Ock. That I already figured that. Sorry, it's Yiddish, not Jewish. But that's just semantics. Damn, that's correct. Wow, that was pretty funny. Honestly, that was pretty good wordplay, Akari. That was good wordplay. I actually enjoyed that. Eerie Gravestone, 2 mana for an artifact. When this artifact enters, draw a card. 1 in the black. Sacrifice the artifact. Mill 4 cards. You may put a creature card from among them into your hand. Sure. Yeah, sure. Mill 4, creature from among them into your hand. I mean, hey, in those egg decks, maybe they needed another one of these, I guess. For 2 mana, and then 2 to activate it. I don't think that, like, removes Scrabbing Claws or whatever, but it's fine. Speaking of fine eggs, yeah, Doc Ock doesn't care. There are other commanders who do. Yeah, it's a common. I'm not going to stare too hard at it. That's fair. That's fair. Hey, listen, but like common artifacts that cost like low amounts and like maybe interact with the graveyard do end up being pretty interesting in Commander, but it doesn't even really do that. So, hot dog cart. Yeah, it's a hot dog cart. 3 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, create a food token and tap to add 1 mana of any color. Is every color represented on food cart cut? Food cart. Hot dog cart? Fuck. Blue, yellow, green, red. He has like a black shirt, like, I guess? I don't know. It doesn't really like... For something that does rainbow colors, like, you know, it's rainbow of mana, like Birds of Paradise, right? Like that fits the theme of tapping for any color. I kind of wish that this went a little bit more into that, you know? Like magic in the Spider-Man universe is like, you know, a hot dog cart just happens to be like rainbow themed and like taps for any mana, you know, whatever. All right, fine. Hot dog cart is unironically decent. Making a token is fine. Upside on the Manolith, yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. I think it's a play on the flavor text. One with I get one with everything. It's a good flavor text too. One with everything, please, is good flavor text. All I'm saying is that art wise, Birds of Paradise slaps, right? Right, like it's like a double play on words. It slaps. Hot dog cart, because it's already so colorful, could also slap, but like it just isn't, which is like, it is what it is. I'm not broken up about it. The most iconic version of Commander Sphere is a bronze lattice work and a light bulb inside. That is true. That is true. Decent, but I can't say that it really earns a spot in the vast majority of decks. I mean, yeah, as far as like 3 mana rocks go, it's not my favorite. If you're already doing food stuff, then maybe. Alright, Interdimensional Web Watch. 4 mana. For an artifact that says, when this artifact enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play these cards. Add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast spells from exile. Man, they really like exile in this set. What is happening? What's going on? Isn't this kind of wild that like in draft you could open this and then like, you know, yes, you pay 4 mana and you exile the top 2 cards, but if you just like don't get any other red cards, this card just like it drew you 2, and for like 1 turn you got to get 2 extra mana to play it, and then after that, if you didn't pull red, it's just like it just doesn't do anything, right? That's weird. I don't know. This card mentions casting from exile. Is this a Prosper card? I know, right? Exile mentions Prosper card. And yeah, this is a Prosper card, like, obviously, but it's just so weird. This whole enter from exile thing. I guess it's like the whole Spider-Verse mechanic, but I don't know. I liked web slinging enough. But it is weird that this card would actually just do nothing, right? Like, there are times where this 4 mana rock will simply not produce any mana for you, because you just don't have something to cast from exile. If it was like cast spells from not your hand, like Mayhem, right? Like Madness went from hand on its way to the graveyard and went into the exile zone, right, for Madness, and then you can cast it. So like that would work with Madness. But Mayhem specifically goes to the graveyard, never touches exile, and then you get to cast it again. So it's like Interdimensional Web Watch doesn't work with that part of the deck, you know? Catcher Most from Aetherjith is foaming at the mouth. I don't think Catcher Most wanted to exile from the top. I thought Catcher Most was exile on the field. Because Catcher Most is like a black-white card. He doesn't care about Impulse Draw. Whenever 1 more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn. Like, it's very specifically black-white, right? So, like, I don't think I don't think that's correct. And Exile is a game changer? Not really. To be fair, draw 2 on a Thran Dynamo is a huge upside. I'd rather just Thran Dynamo. A Thran Dynamo that's always on versus like at the worst, your Thran Dynamo is always on, right? It just produces 3 colorless. Whereas at the worst of this rare is that after 1 turn, it stops tapping for mana entirely. It just straight up stops. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's good, and I don't really know why it's that limited. Does it go in every single Prosper Kitty deck? Yeah, absolutely. Like, of course. Feldon, Prosper, all that cool shit. Fine. But as far as, like, this card, I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's that good. Also, we also did get Warp. Warp with EOE does make this card better for standard, right? Like, it definitely does. I'm not going to deny that part. It's just weird. That's all. Like, it's just weird that it's a mana rock that specifically turns off because of the spend this mana only to cast spells from exile. Like, they added a sentence on here to make it worse. You know what I mean? Like, if the spend this mana only to cast cards from exile was gone, this card would be perfectly fine, right? Like, 4 mana, taps for 2, any combination of colors. That's, like, pretty good. You get some impulse draw on top of it. Cool. Dope, right? Like, that is, like, good. And you can weigh it between this or Thran Dynamo in any deck. But because it's a spend mana only to cast spells from exile, that limits it so much more than I think it had to be. I think the Spiderman set should have just been a secret lair. I'm starting to feel ish that way. It feels like the exile zone becoming a catch-all for cards that enters a weird state. I'm not Akari. I am kind of feeling that too in just different ways. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that potentiality. Okay, but let's talk about, like, my favorite Spider-Man outfit, though. Like, literally my favorite of every Spider-Man outfit, like, of all time forever, is Iron Spider. It is my favorite. Hands down. No contest. I love Iron Spider. So, Iron Spider, Stark upgrade. For 3 mana, you get a 2/3 legendary artifact creature, Spider Hero, Vigilance. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact, creature, and or vehicle you control. Amazing. And then pay 2, remove 2 counters from among artifacts you control, draw a card. This card is great. This card's just great, actually. This card is actually just great. It's just great. That's all. It is just a great card. It's a great card. Feels like the this might actually be pretty good in my Kaith modular deck. You could put this in every artifact, creature, and or vehicle deck. Like, why? Like, what's the harm? What's the harm in a 2/3? Like, other than the fact that he's like a creature, so like he does have summoning sickness, but like literally, what's the harm? What's the harm? I'm gonna put this in my Optimus Prime deck for sure. You know, and then just pay 2 mana to remove 2 counters from among artifacts you control is really good. Like, it doesn't have to be specifically from Iron Spider. You have to remove 2 +1/+1 counters to draw a card. It's just from among artifacts you control. So, like, if there's a board wipe or a kill spell, you could be like, okay, I'm going to remove 2, draw a card, remove 2, draw a card, remove 2, draw a card. Okay, like, now it's just like a 1/1, I don't care. This is really good. Even better repaired with Uzula since you can put all the counters. Yes, dude, for sure. You get it. Are you gonna look at through the Omen Path art variants? So if I'm able to do this, if Scryfall has them, Akari, I will. Is it out? No. In next weekend is pre-release. The week after is release. So no, it's not out yet. But the cards are all spoiled. Like, digitally, they have them online for everyone to look at the gallery. Fine. Going in Iron Man for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fuck it, yeah, for sure. All right, my room is freezing. Hold on. Or at least, like, I'm freezing. Okay. Back to this. Iron Spider is great. I already saved it. It's gonna go in at least one of my decks, if not 2. I really like. The Mary Jane version of it is like, you know, it's pretty art and all that. I think this is like when Mary Jane was dating Tony Stark, which, like, I mean, that certainly isn't my OTP pairing, like, at all. So I don't really want to remember that. So yeah, I'll be going for this version of it instead. Thank you very much. This could also just be your commander. That is true. This could literally just be your commander. That is a very good point. Yeah. Having the draw option is kind of huge for me, although freeing up a slot it might be tricky. I mean, it's worth it though. The Civil War cover variant featuring Iron Spider is one of my Grail comics. Yo, Sparks, same. They put that on a card. Hold on, sorry, I'm indulging really fast. They put that on they put it on Alibu. This is the one card I want the most from the set. The entire set. If I was only able to get one card, it's this right here. It's this card right here. I loved this so much. I love this so much. I love the original Civil War arc. I love Iron Spider. I love this cover. Yeah. This is what I want. Anyway, back to this very small set. Back to the set that has less than 200 cards in it. Living Brain, Mechanical Marvel. For 4 mana, you get a 3/3 legendary artifact creature, Robot Villain. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-equipment artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 3/3 until end of turn. Untap it. Cool. Anyway, Mechanical Mobster. 3 mana artifact creature, human robot villain. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Target creature you control connives. Man. You always knew how to think ahead, Silvermane. Cool. Yeah, so anyway, now we're talking about News Helicopter. Civil War cover variant. Yeah. Comic's only $60 and the card is probably also $60. It is beautiful. News Helicopter, 3 mana artifact creature. So the News Helicopter itself is the creature. Weird. 1/1 flying. When this creature enters, make a citizen. Yeah, they have like a green-white citizen like mechanic going on, and I don't really know why. You know, like I don't really, there doesn't seem to be a lot of payoff for green-white 1/1 citizens. You know, like they just don't seem to like really do anything with them. But okay, I guess. Passenger Ferry 3 for a 4/3 vehicle. When this vehicle enters, you may pay blue. If you do, a target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. I like this card. I like just on attack, pay blue, creature can't be blocked. That's pretty good. That is legitimately pretty strong. Yeah, that's cool. Cool, yeah, that's a passenger ferry, all right. I don't know if I'm gonna put this in. I mean, like, if I put this in my my blue-white Shurikai deck, I can make Shurikai swing as like an 8/8 unblockable, which is not bad, right? Like, that's not bad, but it's also just like okay. It's like whatever. Give it in a the fact also that you can't run this in Balthiar and Fran because of the blue drop is like sad. Helicopter is a creature. As a creature is an odd choice vehicle would have been pretty easy. I mean, they have like Brotherhood Vertibird, right? Give it attack scry ability or something, yeah. All right, Peter Parker's camera. I've heard a little bit of a buzz about this. Peter Parker's camera. For 1, you get an artifact that says when it enters, it has 3 film counters on it. Pay 2 and tap, remove a film counter from this artifact. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That is pretty good. That's actually incredibly good. That's actually incredibly strong. Being able to copy activated or triggered abilities, there's only so few cards that actually do that in Magic. So being able to do this, even if it's only 3 times, that's fine. That's like so fine. Being able to do this, like starting from turn 1 and then like turn 2, just having like 2 mana up, there's a lot that you can do with Peter Parker's camera. It's really, really good. That plus proliferate, correct. Disgusting, exactly, Burb, exactly. Yeah, this is a good card. This is a very good card. I gotta figure out like what decks it works in like the best. Because there are some decks where just like, yeah, you copied your commander's ability a second time, but like, does it really mean anything? Like my Arami deck, right? Arami of the Dreadtide. I could copy the ability to give something Encore in my graveyard, but usually the one creature I want already costs me a lot of mana. I don't really have enough mana to Encore a second creature all the time, so like maybe I don't really want Peter Parker's camera in that one. But in say like Sephiroth, maybe? I don't know, I gotta think about it. But yeah, not every single commander wants this. Can you copy Annihilator? Yes, it is a triggered ability. Yep. It is pretty good. And this card isn't legendary. That's right, you could have up to 3 copies of it. That's true. That's true. That's true. Film counters. There's definitely nothing else that uses film counters, but yeah, proliferate. We just, I mean, in spirit, right? The Jeskai Precon and Kilo, all about proliferating. You can copy the proliferation trigger to get an additional proliferate back. That's pretty strong. This is a cool card. So I want to figure out where is the best decks for it and not just try to put it in every single deck. Theoretically, wouldn't the copy artifact tapped abilities? Yeah. Yeah, it would. Burbs. I know this would be beautiful, like getting the Final Fantasy X deck where you proliferating as well. So you could get plenty of them, and getting multiple triggers on his counters would be nice. Yeah, agreed. Brago, yeah. Well, no, Brago says target, or is it choose? Deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents. So Brago wouldn't work because you choose, so like you hit, right? You hit, then you choose the targets to put that ability on the stack. Then you copy that ability, right? And then you'd have to choose the same targets again. And then once the copy resolves, then those cards leave and come back. They're not still targeted by the original. Now, you could do this if someone said, like, you hit with Brago, and then you targeted all your stuff, and then someone says, in response, I'll kill that thing, and then you'll, like, tap, copy Brago's ability to get on top of it. So there's still a way, you know, to, like, sneakily get around that. But, like, yes, Brago is actually a deck that doesn't necessarily want that card, or at least, like, Brago himself doesn't care about Peter Parker's camera, but maybe a creature that ETBs does want it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's more likely. Parry, another counter type in attack triggers getting doubled is actually nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Voltaic key plus this plus another copy, and there we go. And there, oh, we broke Peter Parker's camera. That's crazy. I mean, isn't it like this plus Voltaic key plus some mana door, the 3 mana rock, the 2 mana rock that taps for 3 but doesn't untap. You know, you can do some tricky stuff with this, is all I'm saying. You can definitely do tricky stuff with this, which is why it's a good thing that it's limited by 3 film counters. Limited, I say with giant quotation marks. It is limited by having only 3 film counters on it. But if you're a deck that doesn't really add more counters, then you want to be rather sparing with Peter Parker's camera and make sure that you use it when it matters. Brago does reload it. That's true. Brago does reload it. Basalt Monolith, thank you. Yeah. There's definitely stuff that you can do with this. I do like that there's some hard cap on there, at least a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's a good card. It's a very, very good card. Very, very good card. You gotta get that full art. That full art's beautiful. Rocket powered Goblin Glider. Okay. 3 mana equipment. When this equipment enters, if it was cast from your graveyard, attaches to target creature you control. A creature gets +2/0 and flying and haste. And it has Mayhem 2. Cool. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, that's all right. I don't think it's like something to write home about. I think it's just like a thematic card that works with the Goblin. Brago gives it more film. Exactly. Spiderbot. Spiderbot. 2 mana, 2/1 artifact creature, spider, robot, scout with reach. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then put that card to the top. Okay, well, we don't really we like lands that go to our hand and or graveyard. Specifically putting them to the top. Like I get, you know, it's like a 2-drop, so it's just fixing for 2-drop. I think that's usually like of the lesser fixings that you can do in Magic. Spider-Mobile, that is art. Spider-Mobile, 3-mana vehicle, trample. Whenever this vehicle attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 for end of turn for each spider you control. So even though it's a colorless vehicle, it is still a spider typo deck, right? Like it is still a spider typo card. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's like no reason to run this obviously outside of a spider typo deck. Man, they couldn't even give it +1/+1 counters. It's just like +1 until end of turn. Come on, come on, come on. Isn't it? It's kind of strange how many vehicles are in this set. 1, 2. I guess it's just the 2. I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. Spider Slayer Hatred Honed. Okay, I don't know who this is in Spider-Man. Is that like a pyramid? What is going on? Who is this man? With each attempt on Spider-Man's life, my father came closer to ending the menace. It is now my pleasure to finish the job. Is this a J. Jonah Jameson future son card? So Spider Slayer Hatred Honed, 2 mana for a 2/1 legendary artifact creature human villain. Whenever Spider Slayer deals damage to a spider, destroy that creature. Okay, you want to give it first strike. Pay 6 and exile this card from your graveyard. Create 2 tapped colorless robot artifact creature tokens with flying. Is this literally like the only card in the entire set that makes robots with flying? Does this matter? I do like the flavor text, but like, does this matter? Is this literally the only guy that makes robot flyers in the whole deck? Or sorry, the whole set? It's kind of lame. Not bad with the new spider theme coming in 5 color. Yeah, like I get it. I kind of wish he was like a more popular like villain or something, but whatever. Spider Suit, 1 mana artifact. Equipped a creature gets +2/+2 and is a spider hero in addition to its other types. Cool. Is Spider Hero is 2 different types, or is it like a Doctor Who? Or is it like Time Lord? Robotics Mastery enchant makes robot artifact 1/1 with flying. Okay, thank you, thank you. At least there's another card that's making the 1 token. Either way, yeah. Spider Hero in addition to its other types. Cool. I guess. Yeah, sure. Wrecking Ball, Steel Wrecking Ball, no less. Why is Spider-Man holding it? 5 mana. When this artifact enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Okay. Discard this card, destroy target artifact. Okay. I feel like shapeshifters have no problems with this. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess they don't. Yeah, they don't. Crabapple, you're not wrong. Steel Wrecking Ball is shockingly playable. Yeah, like 5 mana, 5 damage is like pretty good for draft. Like that's not the worst. People have paid more to do that. Although it sucks that like discard this card, destroy target creature. I kind of wish it had Mayhem on it. I wish it had Mayhem so you could do both. This alt art is just also really weird. Spider-Man just like holding a mace, a Morning Star, you know. All right, and then the last artifact. So we had a green, blue, black, white. Okay. So we're just looking for a red one? Oh, I guess Steel Wrecking Ball is the red one. Okay, fine. Subway, it's not a vehicle. Subway Train, 2 mana for a 3/1 vehicle. When this vehicle enters, you may pay green. If you do, search your library for basic land, reveal, and put it into your hand, and shuffle. I mean, I guess that's better than Spider-Bot. Technically, not even really, you know? He looks so weird. Like, Spider-Man running down the stairs of a subway train is, like, such a weird piece of art. You know? Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. I mean, in EDH, red artifact decks often like the graveyard and discount to the point where the cast mode is playable. Or just cheat it from the grave. Aether Drift Doretti could run it. Listen, every Doretti is busted, though. Because he came in like a Wrecking Ball? Yes, indeed. Indeed, yes. Okay, and that's the last artifact. Let's look at the Daily Bugle building. Land, tap 1 to add mana of any color. Smear campaign, huh? Target artifact. Sorry, pay 1 and tap. Target legendary creature gains menace until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. That's fine. Don't really think you want to play this card. It's not. It's not a good card. I don't know. Whatever. Multiversal Passage. I hear that's the big thing right now. As this land enters, choose a basic land type. You may pay 2. If you don't, it enters tapped. Okay. So this land is the chosen type. Okay, I was looking for those words here. Yeah. So I mean, you get to have any like mono color that you need, which is cool. I think that's like a pretty valuable land. Bagel and Schmear campaign, exactly. This is very good. 1 mana tap is extremely good. Rate on evasion from land zone. The menace is severely underrated as evasion. Oh, for the other one? Yeah. It's a maybe. I don't think it necessarily hurts. I think if your deck is already doing it's like a 4 color deck, you probably don't really care about that menace part, but for weaker enemies that have only 1 or 2 colors to contend with, yeah, you can put like a colorless card in there. Multiversal Passage is pretty cool. As this land enters, choose a basic land type. Then you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. This land is the chosen type. So, okay. Pretty good. I mean, you turn every basic into a shock land, I guess. And it looks like they brought the Surveil lands back, but like not the Surveil lands that you're used to. The Innistrad or the Vagavoth ones. What is that called? Duskmourn. The Duskmourn. No. Was this the schools? Was this Strixhaven? Was it Strixhaven that did like pay 4 and Surveil, or was that Scry and Surveil? This is new? Oh, okay, sorry. I was thinking of the Scry and Surveil ones from Strixhaven. There's nothing to be of note with these, chat. It's a land that taps for mana, taps for dual colors that you see. So if you need it for your draft, totally fine, take it. But then 4 and tap, which means basically 5 mana, Surveil 1, and then that's it, I guess. I guess. Yeah, just Surveil. Okay, cool. Strixhaven and Clue had Scry and Investigate respectively. This is better than the Strixhaven version, worse than the Clue version. Yes. Yeah. Savage Mansion. Oh wow, look at all those elephants he fought. Wow, that's crazy. Sinister Hideout. Yeah, sure. Oscorp Industries. When this land enters from a graveyard, you lose. Sorry, the land enters tapped. When this land enters from a graveyard, you lose 2 life, and it has Mayhem. Okay, I guess. Okay, sure. I just found that weird. Urban Retreat. Return the tap for ban, and then return the tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. Put this card into your hand put this card from your hand onto the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So you can, at sorcery speed, just like web sling something back to put this land into play taps. What a crazy life. Okay. Verdant Cityscape, sacrifice this land, search your library for basic land card and put into the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. Okay, it's just Evolving Wilds, but this set, it's fine. Urban Retreat, also still fine. Yeah, you saw it. Suburban Sanctuary. I mean, tell me if that's not a suburban sanctuary. University Campus right here. Empire State University. Is that okay? Can they actually put that on a Magic card? Empire State University. Is that not like? And it's in the flavor text. Is that not copyright? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But okay. I wonder what the Strixhaven version of that is, yeah. And then the basics. Alright, so it is $9.25. The biggest bulk of the cards that are worth covering are the multicolors: 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 37, 38. There are 38 multicolor cards to go over. And personally, it's like that's a bit too much for tonight. I'd only get like maybe a quarter of the way through. So we're going to call it here for tonight. Tomorrow, I know it's Wednesday and I don't normally stream Wednesdays, but tomorrow's a perfectly fine day to do it. We're just going to cover these multicolor cards and then do some like very, very, very preliminary notes on like, you know, what each card probably wants or what type of deck they are. And then call that a night too. So tomorrow, chat, we will go over the multicolors. If you have some copies of these already, definitely like have your deck list all good to go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, Blue White Spider Woman, Stunning Savior. She's like not a spider person or something. I kind of forgot, or she's not a mutant or some Avenger or something. I don't know. Either way, it's good to see you all. Thank you very much for coming on by. Sun Spider, Nimble Weber. Is that a kid? Is that like a literal child that shoots webs out of sticks? I don't know who this is. But regardless, Superior Spider-Man is right there. Alrighty. TikTok. I will see you in the future. See you tomorrow, TikTok. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. Alright, and then YouTube. Have a wonderful night.